It's April 27th, 2019. My name is Elvin. I'm currently kind of the alumni advisor for Illinois Tech Esports, and so for today, we're just going live to give a online version of our general body meeting, just for those to keep track with how the club is doing outside of just watching our gameplay. Um, so we hosted this meeting on the on Friday, but excuse me, on Thursday on the 25th. But this one's, yeah, again, just to highlight the events that are going on for ITE and some of our results for this past semester. So let's see how we're doing. Um, One of our big updates that we actually been promoting for all of our viewers, our general body members, and whatnot is to help us out by joining our YouTube channel. So you can do that by subscribing. If you have a Gmail account or anything like that, that's what will be able to help get you notified when we upload our videos for our gameplay and whatnot. So help us out with that. This is just kind of how we are ending things in terms of transitioning our leadership team at IIT. So we've got uh, the directors this year led by Ethan Fox and Jocelyn Wong. And there's kind of three parts in the board where we have our events and content team, that they're in charge of kind of all of the marketing material, our social media and whatnot. Our game leads are essentially the captains for the organization. They're the ones that have the most knowledge about their games. They're kind of the general managers for the program. Some of them are players, some of them are coaches, some of them are, and those are some of the games that we are the ones that have official teams for. So League of Legends, Overwatch, Fortnite, Hearthstone, CS:GO, Rainbow Six, and Rocket League. In terms of the business operations here on the bottom, this is kind of the one that runs the operations of the org in terms of how we work with administration. So for our treasurer, when we have to ask for finances, our student worker that's in charge of the arena and whatnot, and then kind of our tech guy, Taylor here, who's in charge of making sure, working with our network, working with the computers itself to make sure that they're all up to date and whatnot. This is just a further breakdown of the board in itself. So at the top here, we have the program that's led by April Welch, who's our Associate VP for Strategic Initiatives and also the director of the org here. We've got the board here, which is the one for the slide I just highlighted. And then here are on the bottom, all of the games that we represent and all of their respective captains and coaches and any kind of professional staff following along here. And so kind of right under through here is where the treasurer. So Tanner here takes in mind of what are the needs of the organization in terms of, hey, these guys want to do an event, what's going on here, how do we get a budget together? These guys want to travel for a LAN, these guys want to travel for a conference. So Tanner and Mia's job, who's kind of our incoming trainee, as Tanner will be graduating very soon, is kind of the one that's putting that stuff together for us. Here in our events content team, we've got for a little bit of a breakdown here with Jocelyn here, kind of in charge of our marketing. Taylor there for the tech. Big project here where we have been developing a stream team for Illinois Tech, and we'll kind of go in depth in that in a little bit. But this so far in kind of our first year of our for the program, we've had 16 members, and actually we can be expanding that list as long as we have people that are interested in streaming and wanting to start learning how to manage OBS and how to, and be entertaining on camera or just in your gameplay and giving commentary on that, right? The offer stands for not just IIT students, but also IIT alumni. So for those of you that are graduating, or for those of you that have been with the program for a while and are going to be leaving but want to be branching out to that, let's just send us a email or send us a DM from our Discord showing your interest, and we can just add you onto that list. And there's a lot of projects that we're thinking about for that in the summer, which I'll get into when we go to the Twitch stuff. But Yep, that's the Twitch side. Our events team, social media manager, recruiting. So kind of this is again the business operations of what makes the organization look so good outside of our gameplay. So in terms of the updates, again, yep, boards and event content team are people that we want to have people to help out for. So whether you're interested in content, event production, marketing, sponsoring, financing, there's really honestly, regardless of your major, regardless of your skill in gameplay, there's really a place for you on this team, not just as just a player, but kind of just as a volunteer, as an events content team or board member here. One of the projects that we were trying to get across this year was the priority registration. So to focus for students to be able to register for classes on the first day that they're available, and that's largely due to the fact that a lot of these players having to practice it in the evening and having the use of only one facility that only has 14 setups, it's going to cause a lot of issues in terms of this guy has a class here, he can't make it, or we have got 3 teams that want to play on Friday night. So those kind of issues in the club's opinion kind of made it this motion to have priority registration be a big need for us. And unfortunately the school turned us down. I think it was largely due to the timing, so hopefully we can work it out through them, hash out the clauses and any kind of stipulations and whatnot with them to try to get it across. But we actually just had like a networking event with a bunch of other colleges, and I was talking to this representative from Illinois College, and this is kind of just me with a little bit of backstory. It's they turn out to have a priority registration program, and their arena is even smaller than ours. They only have 10 setups, but I think that's something that we really want to get across, because with the number of players that we had in the fall, I think we were telling people over 70 athletes or 70 club members that were playing these kind of games at a weekly, daily basis. It just seems that the need's there. So we'll try to get our point across. I think it'll happen inevitably. It's just likely work in progress. Esports scholarships are on the line now, so this is something that we're trying to focus again for incoming first years. As for a small school, it's primarily used as kind of that recruiting tool to be able to get them to come over to the campus, but not just using it as just primarily for marketing purposes. This is really something we want to be taking to heart, where we are having participation from the students, like from the leadership team, that can be evaluating these candidates that are coming in that are passionate about esports. Not just your merit in terms of how skilled you are in the game and I'm challenger and blah blah blah. So your academic performance, your GPA, your passion towards the game, your passion towards your major, does your degree fit with what Illinois Tech has, right? Like STEM is really a lot of what actually these esports interests. Most of our guys on our team have some sort of STEM background, and if you're like, I don't know, into nursing or into African art history, like, hey, that's totally awesome, but Illinois Tech might not be the best place for that, right? So we'll be trying to work with financial aid for that, as well as one of our projects during the summer, and try to keep you guys posted on that. And then if we get to that's something that we can go out to high schools and whatnot during the fall, and get them interested about Illinois Tech and Illinois Tech esports. The last one is a handbook. That's something that we're going to be a piece of literature, essentially. It's very similar to what you get when you're getting those info packets about colleges and whatnot when you're in high school. So we're trying to create some sort of publication to be able to give that out, and that'll be another work in progress that we'll be focusing on for the summer. Okay, so 2018, 2019 significant dates and milestones. I won't go through it all, but this is kind of just a way to highlight some of the awesome things that have been able to happen under this first year that Illinois Tech has generously funded our program. So August, having the grand opening of that center, where we got the green light back in June of 2018, and really, like, with a lot of work from our team, from facilities, from tech services, able to kind of just build it from the ground up. They taking advantage of the fact that we didn't have to really do too much of a remodeling of the area of the current place of where our center is. That definitely helped reduce a lot of the costs to just primarily focus the financing towards just the equipment itself, which helped. And we this year having a community night, having a retreat, working with Twitch, working with admissions. So all of these kind of things are really up and coming, which were these opportunities that we wouldn't have been able to have without the help from Illinois Tech to give us this arena and whatnot. Year in review for our numbers and partnerships. For this one, this is just a kind of a very texty wall about things that have been happening in terms of this past year. We're going to try to convert this information into like a really nice visual graphic during the summer, so we can kind of like pass it out about a picture at a glance about our program and whatnot. But GBM in our email list, over 275 members. Discord almost about to hit 400. 70 competitive players, as I mentioned before. 7 titles, 1,000 stream hours. Right. So these numbers, it's putting our skin into game. We're serious about esports. It's not just some casual fling or something for the student body. They have had a lot of years of experience where these guys have had a really good leadership team to learn around. Had a really good support from the school to take these opportunities with them. So those are some of the numbers. And then in terms of partnerships, TESPA, again, helping a lot with their student campaign program. Discord, in terms of being able to get all of our community together inside that server to just have fun, talk about any issues that are happening in terms of the game and whatnot. IEM, super thankful for them last fall for helping out for the Collegiate Chicago show match in terms of letting us have a hand in that for its first CSGO's first really big event in Chicago, to be able to at least take a small part of that anyway with that collegiate show match. Twitch, for their team page, and then IIT itself again. All of those different departments helping in to be able to create opportunities for our team to get involved. Team results. All right. So this is kind of how a roadmap of where our teams are within the national scene within North America. So League of Legends are always our highest participating section. Division 1 placing 23rd out of 82 with a 4-2 record. Division 2, 2-2, Division 3, 2-2. So all of them finishing at least within top 64. It's really, which is always good. Overwatch this year for TESPA, neither team qualified to go past the group stage. However, A team pulling out with a nice 5-2 win puts them kind of into upper 30th percentile, yeah. And then B team going even, that means that they taking those wins and losses together means that they have room to grow and develop, which is great. Hearthstone 4-3, 1 win away from qualifying to the group stage, unfortunately. So placing 50th. CSGO with a really interesting roster this year to be able to actually get them out of the group stage, but getting into playoffs, but unfortunately getting eliminated in the first round to Smurfs. So it'd be like that. Rocket League going 5-12 for our A team, 2-5 for our B team. Fortnite this year trying to elect to go for more of a competitive tournament setting, so dedicating one weekend here, one weekend there where they can to just focus on as many matches as possible. So that led to Illinois Tech having a decent showing for our best team, our black team, that scored 4th place out of like I think a 25 team tournament. So again, overall, and then to wrap it up, actually Rainbow Six 8-2-4, making it to playoffs and quarterfinals for their respective leagues. I think overall all of our titles here, they've had a lot of work that has been cut out for them in terms of just structuring their program, getting their practices together, getting the teams together. There's so much that happens in the collegiate scene in terms of how to actually pull off impressive results, whether it's just not just attending your games, but having the mentality to kind of just like keep going through those tough seasons when midterm season strikes, when vacation season strikes, So we're pretty proud of how our captains and our players have been able to kind of navigate through that throughout this year. I'm a visual guy. I like graphs. I like numbers. So we decided to kind of just put our results together into this nice bar chart, and to kind of do a little bit of a comparison where we can see the win rates compared to our fall and spring. And, some teams going above and beyond Rainbow Six, jumping almost 20% up in their win rate. But then some teams, struggling between the fall and spring, and that's bound to happen, depending on how popular the game is for some teams, so roster changes and whatnot. But consistencies, you can see with our League of Legends team, our Hearthstone team, Overwatch team, those varsity teams are consistent in their performance, which is indicative of, the roster itself, being mostly unchanged, hopefully, which is good for them to show signs of improvement. Yep. Another visual graphic just to show off where we have been playing. This is map of the US, and you can see like this huge density population right here on the can I do a pointer? How does this work? Oh, look at that. Yeah, you can see right here, Midwest right here, it has a large portion of our games, but, touching all along here on the East Coast, bunch of Cali schools, even up here in Canada, it's pretty cool to show off that we have had a really far reach in terms of where these guys are getting their games in, right? So not to mention the time zone that you're going to have from between here to here, all the way in Oregon or Washington. It's like, for those guys to stay up. I think I heard reports from like some of the captains saying like, "Oh my god, we had an 11 p.m. match." I'm like, you do what you got to do, dude. So really proud again of the work that we've been doing to show off our org and represent IIT well. All right, content and production. So again, Twitch. This is kind of, we showed in the previous slide that long list of people that are on our stream team, and we're really happy to see where things have been going. We have been steadily progressing, through an increase in hour as the teams have been growing from August to December, January to April. With this semester alone achieving over 1,000 hours between 16 members is a pretty decent feat, showing that's going to be at least, I think, 2 hours a week for 16 people. I can't do the math right now in my head, but in any case, we collect all of the data from our stream team, from the guys, about how many hours that they do, and that's just stuff that we can relay back to Twitch when we're trying to see how we can improve the program and how we can continue our path to become a Twitch partner and whatnot to earn revenue for these guys and so forth. Special shout out for this semester. So reaching 50 plus followers on Twitch gives you affiliate status, and so for that, Casey Bobway, Snowdown, one of our league guys on our Division 1 team, actually achieved that this semester. So shout out to him. YouTube, and we said it before, subscribe if you haven't yet. This is a really big thing that we want to be able to kind of showcase the gameplay itself, right? We do these streams, but not everyone's going to be able to attend these games that we have on the weekend. So in order to catch up with that, if we give those streams, we're going to be doing our best to continue to export those videos onto our YouTube channel. And again, a shout out here goes to Nick from our Overwatch B team, actually, that had a big hand in giving out all of this awesome thumbnail art for these games. Jerseys, we took a group photo. We took a group photo on Thursday, but again, we had about over 40 jerseys coming in for this design this year, so we worked with a vendor that gives out Adidas jerseys for a pretty simple, sleek design that has kind of like these hawk stripes going through it. Some of our sponsors here that helped out, Tesla, Twitch, and Discord. And, a couple of snafus this year in terms of having the female jerseys not being able to be produced and a missing jersey, so we'll have to follow up with the vendor and give that feedback out. Let's see what we got. For next year's jersey for the 2019-2020 season, be sure to reach out to our marketing director, Jocelyn, at Arden17 if you want to be having a hand in that, right? If you have that design, if you want to be getting your impact into the club in this sense, help us out. Arena updates. So for our esports center, we got a couple controllers in, so this is great for use if you want to be playing Melee on the GameCube, if you want to be playing Rocket League and you don't have a controller, right? So that'll help out in a pinch. Discord, we've been fixing that up, so you shouldn't have any more issues to be able to open up the game. And as a reminder, always just keep your station clean, moderate that sound level, give us feedback as well. If you've had a chance to be able to visit our center and play a couple games on there throughout the year, whether as a student or a guest, we always want to get the feedback as this is our first year. So things that we can do better, right? Get more computers is of course, what we always want, but that's given. And we are in the process of trying to see if we can get more space, right? But something small like, hey, I don't like the way that the sun reflects. Can we have some sort of shading, or can we get this game installed? I'm super into Assassin's Creed, and I really want to get that game installed. Well, depending on how popular it is within the community, we can and can't. So, that kind of feedback is definitely useful for us. Post events. All right, so this is to show off just some of the events that we did since our last meeting. This year we had a bunch of guys go over to St. Louis for the NALCS Spring 2019 Finals, and so between TSM, Team Liquid with a big reverse sweep, that was a really exciting matchup and a really good opportunity for these players to kind of get out there, enjoy each other's company, enjoy the city, and watch some really top quality league. So those are just a couple pictures showing them getting to meet some celebrities. Tyler won. I don't know who this is. I think it's some sort of music producer. I don't know. Someone will tell me. Getting some figurines, getting some merch. So overall, a really good time was had from them. That's what they've all told me. GG Leagues. This took place on the 20th of April. About, I think, 6 or 7 schools coming over from different colleges. Bradley, DePaul, ISU coming over for a LAN where they got the chance to have use of our arena, check out the ball, play some arcade games, and then having a couple parents as well be able to, spectate their kid. So that was a really fun time that we got to show off the arena and show off the potential that, third-party organizations that want to come over to Illinois Tech and check us out. All right, Paintball Retreat. That's postponed until next fall. We didn't have as much interest as we intended to, so we need to kind of reevaluate the event itself in terms of planning it. So more news on that in the fall. And we'll be wrapping it up here, so won't be talking too much longer. We've got all of our socials here if you want to connect with us. Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Steam group, email. So all of that and more. Again, YouTube. We should add that here next time. We really want the YouTube subscriptions as a way to... My personal take is if we get 100 subscribers, we can then have a custom URL YouTube, which I really want because I don't like to tell people subscribe to us by saying youtube.com/C3PO R2D2RETY7080. So that makes no sense as a URL. So in order to do youtube.com/Illinois Tech Esports, we need 100 subscribers, so help us get there, please. Save the date. Fall 2019, is going to have the summer to recollect our thoughts and evaluate with the new board how we want to be going about things. So for that, during the welcome week, our GBM LAN all-nighter, those are just a couple of the things that we've got planned out. And so if you have an event as a general body member, or you have something as you just want to get your say in, be sure to let us know because we'd love to try out new stuff. Open floor. Well, I mean, Twitch chat doesn't have anything in here besides Elvin. We are too lucky to have you. Same. So yep, we'll just skip over that. And yeah, see you in fall 2019. It's been again just like a really interesting year of things to be able to try out within the org, and I'm really happy. Some of our things, fell flat with not really the best attendance. Some things were crazy successful, like our first GBM. Everyone tells me there were like 70 plus people there, which is insane for a Illinois Tech organization when our student population is like so small within our undergrads. So really cool to see that. I want to just continue having the program, shine out where it can. So through that's going to be it for me. I think, we'll have to try to see what new things that we can do during the summer, what new initiatives that people want to see happen in fall 2019. But again, feedback is always appreciated. Joining the team is a really good opportunity for, young undergraduates to not only display all of this like team management and project leadership skills that you're not going to get in an iPro or a regular classroom, really. So I encourage those that even have an slight interest in esports, whether just as a viewer or as a player, to just, join the club and get involved. Sounds good. That's just our leadership team, and I think we'll cut it off on here, though. Thanks for watching, everyone. Signing out.